with a sound mind and spirit. So, the divine feminine. So, we called this video the divine feminine awakening because I'm not sure if you've noticed this, but all of a sudden, in the last year or so, it's like the planet has shifted her frequency. Um, Along with it, the beings that live on the planet must shift theirs. Yeah, it's just kind of the way it is, slowly but surely. But I've been seeing so much divine feminine in males as well. So the feminine and masculine energy lives in all of us, male, females, and you'll see it. Like if you're not familiar with this, I'll explain to you the divine feminine tonight, and then I'll explain to you the divine masculine next week whenever we do this. So this will be cool. You'll be able to see what attributes of each archetypes you display, and if you display any toxic behaviors of those archetypes as well, because everything can be toxic as well. So, yeah, the energy has shifted. The toxic masculinity does not work. It's just not going to work anymore. And that's the control and that's the controlling, the stuff in your feelings, for all the way from the big, from the top, from who's president and who and all that, and all the countries. I'm not talking about the United States specifically, just whatever. Everyone, everywhere, everyone has gone through this. Every nation is going through this. So, um, it's just not working anymore. The systems are not working anymore. And the logical thinking and all that, like the logic, and using the mind and the ego and all that it's just not working anymore. So this is really beautiful. And I've seen so many guys embodying like their femininity in the last few weeks. Really beautiful. So, and I do my little notes and I'm just gonna make sure. So yeah, it's all a part of us. So yeah, um, what this toxic masculinity has done is the wars and all these injustices and equality issues and prejudice and things like that. Um, so here are, and then the other thing is that the feminine energy has been pushed back and suppressed for decades, for thousands of years. This has been the energy on the earth, this toxic masculine. And the feminine, the divine feminine has been pushed back. Now the toxic feminine has been like, come on out and play, because the toxic masculine likes that, right? And I'll explain that to you soon. Um, so, um, I'm sorry, where am I? Yeah. So the don't cry, like don't cry, like especially men have really experienced this on a deep, deep level to suppress their emotions. And it's you're not a man if you cry. You're not, and all of that stuff. So all of that is toxic. So some of the attributes of the divine feminine. The first one I want to talk about is allowing and I'm going to say she just because I don't have another word for the divine feminine energy, right? I'm just going to say she and he for masculine, just for lack of words. So, um, she embodies her feelings. She allows the feelings, the emotions to come up, to just kind of come up through her and rise. And she feels them and allows them to, to leave. to leave the body. She allows the energy to be transmuted. Okay. Now, y'all know that since this is live, you're going to hear my cats. You might hear some people, all is well. So, we've been taught that to suppress the emotions and all that. And what has that caused us but traumas, just trauma after trauma, because energy that's not released is stored, and then we just have to keep going through it like all the time. All these cycles, we just keep going through it till we finally embody it and allow it to go, and finally feel it. So that's one of the attributes of the divine feminine. Um, I do this just to stay on track. I just kinda make sure that I don't miss anything, so I apologize for that, but it's what I do. Um, Another attribute, so here's what another one is that the divine feminine is really close with nature. She's really, in tune with nature, in tune with the elements. That's why she was called a witch, thousands of years ago. Any woman, especially, that was that was seen picking herbs and picking plants and stuff like that for medicinal purposes, um, you know, was looked at as being a witch, a healer. Healer is part of the divine feminine energy as well, as part of her energy too, healing. So all that made was not okay thousands of years ago. Probably not even thousands, probably just hundreds of years ago. Um, but called a witch and an outcast, and then so most of that type of feminine energy has been suppressed as well because we were gonna get killed if we said that we were a healer or some sort of, a doctor that didn't have medicine and didn't go, and didn't, some sort of uh, a person that had their own little concoctions of brews and this and that to help certain things, certain ailments. That was a witch. So there's so many different reasons why this divine feminine was suppressed, and then the fear kept it like that for generations and generations. We're just coming out of this. It's actually okay to do all of these things. It's encouraged to do all of these things now. Like, go and be in tune with nature. If there's a plant, let's eat it. It's nature. It's Mother Gaia. It's like her essence. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We're gonna find something that this is gonna that we can make this medicine. So there's my cat. I apologize. Um, oh, I want to go back to the emotions. So another thing about the emotions is that we not only feel the emotions and allow them to process through us, but we hold space for the emotions. The divine feminine is a beautiful space holder. She's, like Mother Mary, that's divine feminine. So she's a good space holder. She just holds, and as I'm saying this, it really reminds me of an ayahuasca experience. So ayahuasca is a plant medicine, and I'll just real quick because this is not about that, but yes, um, but when you consume things, she shines the light on all of the fears and doubts and traumas and all these things, pulls them up, holds space for you, literally holds space for you. You can feel it, and then loves you until it's gone. Uh-oh, I think I'm lost. Michelle, tell me if I'm back. She said lost you, so I don't know what's happening, but back on. Woo! Thank you. So, yeah, what I was saying ayahuasca is that grandmother spirit. She holds space for you. She shines a light, holds space while you process it through. She demands that you process it through, um, and then loves you until you're healed. So wild. Even the plant is a divine feminine plant, and I just realized that. So cool. And that goes into, like, the goddess of destruction. I think it's Kali. Um, it's it's that I'm gonna get, it's that see, Kali is kinda like she's shown as this kind of mean, like, she's got skulls all over, and she's got, like, weapons in all her hands. She's got, like, 1,000 arms and weapons in them, and she's going in there, and she's fierce, and she's gonna, like, slay all the demons inside of you, right? Wow. It's like I'm just realizing. And, um, and she has other attributes too. It's not all just the slaying part. It's a motherly. Man, her and grandmother ayahuasca are a lot alike. So, okay, let's move on, because I'm like, whenever I get like this little thing, it's like I just want to talk about it. But okay, all right. Another thing that the divine feminine does is she goes within to seek answers. She doesn't go without. She doesn't go out to the outside. She goes within. She stays present. She's still. She's still. This is your energy of just stillness, um, being one with all, and just being still, and creating from that stillness, creating from that, yeah, and creating from that place. Not creating from a place of logic. Obviously, the divine feminine is a creator. Like, we create, people. So, yeah, so in her manifestation, she's gonna sit still, and she's gonna attract, instead of, like, using that logical mind of, "Let me go out and do this and do that and do that," and all that kinda stuff, right? And I have to work hard and all that. No, she just sits back, and she uses her energy, and she uses her frequency, her magnetic, her space, her energy space, to create and to allow whatever it is that we're doing to come in, whatever it is that she's wanting to come in. Beautiful. Yeah, she just allows it to manifest through the breath. It's just she just has that knowing, right? Um, yeah. She flows with life. She just flows with life. It's like, yes. Yeah, she just goes with the flow. It's like, it's like, um, sh but life does not dominate her. Um, Life does not dominate her. She just goes with the flow, and things just when you're in that energy, things just work out. Things just work out. It's a trust, it's a knowing, it's that intuition, and it's that mindset and that perspective of, my world takes care of me. My world takes care of me. My reality takes care of me. My God, my universe, or whatever, takes care of me, you know? Okay. She is also powerful. Like, sexuality is another thing that's like, it is sacred to the divine feminine. It's not, you got the toxic side to everything. Um, and we've been living, and I know I'm getting off subject, but I should probably write this down so I can come back to it. But we've been living for thousands of years in this toxic sexual energy, this toxic, divine, not divine, this toxic feminine energy, especially women, men too, um, where you're sleeping around, and you're even maybe using men for money, or the opposite way around, the men using the women for money. All of this goes with both genders. Doesn't matter. Um, But the divine feminine knows that her womb, like she knows that she is sacred and her womb is sacred. And the sexual pleasure that she gets, she is empowered by. Yes, she is empowered by, but not in like an ego way. Um, not in a toxic way, you know, because there's a toxic side to that too. Of course, when you're um, maybe sleeping with someone for money or whatever, it may make you feel powerful, but that's all in the ego sort of way. It's a different energy, you know. Um, wow, I went through this really quick. Yeah. Yeah, but she sort of, the divine feminine just sort of floats, and trusts, and she knows that it's all within her. I just love that. I just think that's so beautiful. So different, let's see, toxic divine feminine. I didn't take notes on that. I'm just gonna try to kind of wing it, but definitely we went over the sexual side. Um, and it could even be like someone using their feminine to, and maybe using their emotions as well to manipulate, like crying and being that's just the toxic part. um, manipulation on so many different levels you can really look at. um, yeah, I went through this really fast. Ways to balance this. Men can take a candlelight bath, or women, but if if you're a man and you're on here and you're wanting to embody some divine feminine energy, more of it, I've been seeing so many different groups, like men's retreats and things like this, and I share it on my Facebook page because I just think it's so beautiful. It shows you the level of growth that we've come to, in the world, and that it's just so much growth to see men hugging, men calling each other, come on, brother, giving them a hug when a man's having a hard time, when they're having a hard time, let's just say in a ceremony or something like that, those other men go around him and shield him and love on him and hug him, and it's just really, 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 the energy has shifted, and it's just really beautiful, really, really beautiful. So, are there any questions? I feel like I did this too fast. I was so eager to do it, and then I did it too fast. But please ask questions. I would love that. So, thank you, Michelle, for being so responsive, and yeah, and for being the one that is there and participating. I love you. Thank you. So now we are going to, let's go ahead and just go straight into our divine energy flow session. So if you have not been here before, um, this is a type of energy work that I've kind of developed from different modalities, and then putting my 2 cents in, putting my intuition in. So it may look a little bit different, if you're new to me. Um, don't worry about it. Just set the intention that you receive the transmission and the frequency, the energy that you need at this time in your life, um, for the good, for your good, and for the good of all. Just set an intention that you'll receive what you need for today, for now, right? So this is really an energetic transmission. Hello, Flying High. Thank you for being here. Um, so we're gonna start. So just let's go ahead and take a couple deep breaths. So let's just kind of breathe nice and deep in through the nose and out through the mouth. If you had a stressful day, you might want to make like a sigh noise. The more noise you make, the better it is. Just saying. All is well, whatever makes you feel good. You can either lay back or you can sit up. Doesn't really matter. Try to keep your spine aligned as much as you can. I will first cleanse the space. Doesn't matter if you're live here or if you are or if you're watching this a year from now. Energy knows no time and space, so the transmission will still come. Ah, light us some sage and cleanse us. Just relax, keep breathing. Now I got it. All right. You can close your eyes, set your intention. If it's something, if you have like a physical ailment that you are wanting to work on, set that intention for the energy to go there. Just be open to receive. Sometimes I'll be moving, sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll talk and sometimes I won't. Just relax. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting me. You are honored. ease in the mind. Aw, thank you. God, I love y'all. This is so family right here, man. I honor you. So you can continue to just lay back or sit back and meditate, or meditation is another way to balance the masculine and feminine. It's another that going deep within yourself, the stillness that we just embodied. Mm, dancing, mm, another way is dancing. Going out in nature barefoot, and putting your hands on the earth and just saying thank you. Thank you. Just putting your hands on her and just saying thank you. Mm, all right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Thank you so much. Like, I honor y'all so much. You don't even know. Thank you, sisters, and brothers that will watch in the future. So join us next Thursday, where we will talk about the divine masculine, because we have seen the toxic. Let's see the divine. Let's see the divine. I'm like so excited to get into that. So y'all have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week. And, you know, start really diving deep into yourself. Start diving deep into your soul, man, into your spirit, and into your whole being. There's so much wisdom in here. There's so much wisdom in here that you haven't tapped into. Meditate. All right. I love y'all. And I am out. I will see y'all next week. Bye. Namaste.